Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello my friends, I'm Ismianti and this is my presentation. Important to solve problems at work. Okay, why? Because one, to fixing things that are broken. Because if you don't have problem solving, people can get cross, work does not get done, people are unhappy at work, accidents can be happen and contracts can be lost. Problem solving gives us a mechanism for identifying these things, figuring out why they are broken and determining a course of action to fix them. And number two, addressing a risk. Humans have learned to identify trends and develop an awareness of cause and effect relationships in their environment. Problem solving can be applied to the anticipate futures event and used to enable action in the present to influence of the event occurring and alter the impact if the event does occur. And number three, improving performance. Individuals and organizations don't exist in isolation in the environment. There is a complex and ever-changing web of relationships that exist as a result. The action of one person will often have either a direct impact on others or an indirect impact by changing the environment dynamics. Problem solving help us understand relationships and implement the change and improvement needed to complete and survive in a continually changing environment. And number four, seizing opportunity. Problem solving isn't just about responding to fixing the environment that exists today. It is also about innovating, creating new things, and changing the environment to be more desirable. Problem solving enables us to identify and exploit opportunities in the environment and exert control over the future. Okay, next. A job you would like to do has been given to someone else. Okay, so what happened to you? Try your best to learn from the experience, and things to do is whatever result convince you that you were qualified enough to go after the position, that's what you should bring yourself back to. Westlake recommends start by making a list of your greatest strengths and most meaningful accomplishments. Give yourself enough space. Start the healing process by reminding yourself what made you capable and skilled in the first place. You can start off by being friendly by texting who gets the position you want. For example, in the message you write, "Hi, my name is Ismianti. I just heard the news. Okay, congratulations on your new job." If this is about a job promotion that you failed to get, you can ask if there is anything you can do for it. Better yet, let him or her know that you have some great ideas for this role and want to collaborate. Ideally, you will gain valuable experience with the job you want and pave the way for opportunities in the future. Okay, next. Someone don't want to work with you anymore. Okay, so what you should so what happened to you? You should do one. Give the first response with a smile because in all situation we should give a smile to a partner in a job. And number two, ask the person what is the reason why he or she no longer wants to work with you. And number three, grateful for the reason given because you should know what is the reason why. And number four, digest these reasons and if there really is a mistake that you have made, then try to fix it because it will affect your future career. Okay, you should fix what is your problem. Maybe someone told don't work you anymore because you have a problem and make a mistake example. Okay, next. Another worker tells you that you are doing your job well when you know this is not true. Okay, as we know, We can't hold back what people will say to us. Okay, the way to address this is by 1. Master your mind. Your mind is yours. This you must realize first. If you realize that that this that this thought is ours, then surely whatever other people say, how other people's attitudes to us will not have any effect as long as we ignore it. And number 2, smile when others insult you. Repay them with your achievements and success that will later amaze them, and realize that bad comments about yourself are a big annoyance. And number 3, hold on to your dreams. Usually, when someone is that it makes someone hesitate with their dreams, doubt about what to do. Finally, the dreams comes off. When your dreams comes off, the person who is that you love even more. But if you stick to your dreams, the person who is that you will be embarrassed and will turn back to you. Okay, some do's of problem solving. Number 1, don't let your emotion control you. There's nothing worse than going into a situation hot-headed. When something goes wrong, take a step back. Reacting immediately will only serve to escalate the problem. Before jumping headfirst into the situation, remind yourself that this isn't the first problem you've encountered and bounced back from before. And number 2, do take it as a lesson. Every problem has a lesson to be learned. After you take a step back, consider what went wrong, like was something miscommunicated? Did the client receive the project late, or was the financial plan mishandled? Determine the origin of mistake and take measures to be sure that it doesn't occur again. Consider what did and didn't work and make sure you take those to heart next time. And number 3, don't play the blame game. You are all a team, so you are all wrong. In the end, it didn't matter if one person made a mistake. However, someone has to take responsibility. The correct course of action to say what the problem is for you, whether to listen to what the problem is for the other person, whether to attack the problem, not the person, and whether to find a solution that works for both of you. Once you do that, you stop playing victim and move on to solve the problem. And number 4, do stay positive. There's a large possibility that once a mistake is made, you'll overthink it during a free moment. If you let yourself do this, you're going to build up too much more than it was. However, you shouldn't let it affect you like that. Don't allow yourself to wallow in your misery. Everyone has done something wrong, and they'll all turn out okay. So no matter how often it happens, stay prepared, pick yourself back up, and take away something from it. Okay, and last, some don'ts of problem solving. Number 1, don't take on everything. Our lives complex of problems. Okay, so take a step back. Like, is this problem important? Is it urgent? Is it yours to take on, or are you personally committed to solving it? Some problems we should just leave well alone, or leave for someone else. And number 2, don't play it precisely. If you want to face a complex problem, you need a plan. And number 3, don't do it yourself. In a complex world, I alone can fix it. It's a nonsense. This doesn't mean you don't own responsibility, but that one of your responsibilities is knowing the limits of your experience and knowing who you need to help you. And number 4, don't be perfect. Complex problems are solved through a try, learn, and adapt cycle. This means not waiting for solution to be perfect, but hacking together early prototypes and trying them out. Seeing how imperfect things don't work is a foster to learn and improve. Run experiments. And the last, don't avoid mess. There is no magic trick to taking on complex problem. And if it's really a tricky problem, you can expect ugly emotion and frustrating dead ends. So, invest in your resilience. Get some wise voice to support you. Don't expect everything to run smoothly. Okay. Thank you so much for my friends and Sir Welly. That is my presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.